now recognize the gentlelady from Florida, Ms. Lee, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and welcome to our witnesses today. As a member of the House's bipartisan task force on artificial intelligence, I had the opportunity to work with members on both sides of the aisle to discuss a national approach to artificial intelligence that would encourage innovation, strengthen our global leadership, and also confront serious threats, including those like you all have been discussing here today that involve criminal misuse of this technology. Today's hearing, among other things, highlights one of the most urgent of those threats, which is the exploitation of children through AI. From synthetic child abuse materials to predatory chatbots to real-time location spoofing, we're seeing criminals use AI to expand both the scale and sophistication of their crimes. But AI can also, we know, be part of the solution. In cases like Operation Renewed Hope, AI helped federal agents identify and rescue minor victims who might otherwise have never been found. So one of the things that we're interested in doing is ensuring that law enforcement, child protection nonprofits, and trusted partners in the private sector have access to effective, responsible AI tools and the legal clarity to use them. It's about stopping criminals, saving lives, protecting children, and ensuring that we're doing our part to help technology be a force for good. So on that subject, Ms. Parimal, I'd like to follow up with you, and I'd like to know, what would you recommend Congress prioritize to better equip law enforcement with the tools they need to stay ahead of AI-enabled threats?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for the question. I think a few things come to mind. One is strengthening public and private partnerships. I think the more that we have the opportunity to share information across industry and government, what the threats we're seeing is incredibly helpful. I also think making it easier to share technology and share the innovation. I think, frankly, it can sometimes be difficult, especially as small businesses trying to figure out how to share that technology, which makes a delay, so that as you have a new way that we can maybe find something like trafficking or better detect AI-generated harm, it can be difficult to then deploy that. So I think anything that is to improve that public-private partnership would be incredibly helpful.
And are there specific legislative or funding priorities that you or your clients have identified that you think would be impactful?
Yeah, I think so. A few things that are kind of we see with our clients. One is there's a big challenge to identity in terms of online identity. So AI-generated agents can more explicitly scrape, use websites for fraud. And then on the other side, you also see things like ID fraud, where people are using this to hide their identity and commit online crimes. I think that's an area that the industry is generally trying to adapt and respond to, because that's how so much of fraud and scams and extortion is then carried out. I think another thing that comes to mind is to the earlier point on innovation. If it's easier to kind of share and collaborate, that would be, I think, incredibly helpful for us in the private sector.
And I'd like to go back to you, Mr. Redwood. You said something in your remarks that I thought was really interesting, that AI is also the future of enforcement. I believe your words were invest, collaborate, and we can be more effective. I would like to hear, in your view, what are the most urgent risks posed by AI to national security and public safety, and what would you like to add about what we can be doing in Congress?
Absolutely. Thank you for the question. Really, what we see AI doing today is supercharging criminal activity that we've seen exist for some time. So now you don't need ransomware affiliates, because you can have AI agents that are automatically deploying malware. We're seeing cyber attacks at scale by North Korea and other types of cyber actors. And then we're seeing the laundering of the funds that are stolen move faster than ever before. As I mentioned in my testimony, we've seen a 456% increase from last year in scam activity involving AI. We have to move as fast as the criminals. So when we think about these issues at TRM, it's how can we move faster? How can we use AI the same way they're moving funds to track and trace those funds in order to ultimately seize them back? So I really, when you ask, it's the tools and the training to ensure that every single law enforcement and national security professional have access to the same tools that many cyber criminals are using today, and obviously the funding necessary to support that, as well as the training.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.